Hello and welcome to Midday Update with me, Ansra Bose. Coming up are the headlines for the day. Belgian royal couple to visit Oman. House fire kills citizens in Al Dakhliya. Commercial store shut down in South Al Batana. Biden meets Emir of Qatar, discusses security in Gulf region. Not intimidated, says Canadian Prime Minister as protests against COVID rules continue. India-Russia hold consultations on several key UNSC issues. PR's Rajesh wins World Games Athlete of the Year 2021 title. Expedition ceremony held for Portuguese delegation of Beijing Winter Olympic Games. Those were the headlines. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the COVID-19 updates. Stay tuned.
Play, you listen.
You talk, we listen.
You got something to say? We want to hear it.
95.4 in Muscat.
And 91 in Salalah.
Music, news, views, and everything in between.
TFM.
TFM.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Coming up now are the COVID-19 updates for the day. 2 new COVID-19 related deaths have been registered in the Sultanate, taking the total death toll because of COVID-19 to 4,148. In addition, as many as 2,828 new cases of coronavirus were registered, which brings the total number of positive COVID-19 cases to 341,708. Those are the COVID-19 updates. Now for the local stories. The King of Belgium will visit the Sultanate of Oman on Wednesday, Oman News Agency revealed. According to ONA, King Philippe Leopold Louis Marie of Belgium and his wife Queen Mathilde Marie Christine Ghislaine will pay an official visit to the Sultanate of Oman on Wednesday, February 2, 2022, to discuss a number of areas and aspects of common interest to serve the interests of the two friendly countries and to achieve their aspirations for a more prosperous and developing future. A citizen has died in a fire that broke out at a house in the Vilayat of Bahala, Al Dakhliya Governorate, said the CDAA. The firefighting teams of the Civil Defence and Ambulance Department in the Governorate of Al Dakhliya dealt with a report of a house fire in the Vilayat of Bahala, where one citizen was found dead, the Civil Defence and Ambulance Authority CDAA said in a statement. A commercial store selling granite, marble and aluminium kitchens in South Al Batana Governorate has been closed temporarily for failing to provide appropriate services to consumers, the Consumer Protection Authority said. According to CPA, the Consumer Protection Department in the Governorate of South Al Batana in Rustak temporarily closed a commercial store in the Vilayat of Masanna specialized in the sale of granite, marble and aluminium kitchens due to several complaints submitted against it for the lack of commitment to provide required services. Those are the local stories. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the international stories and the sports news. Stay tuned.
We play, you listen.
You talk, we listen.
You got something to say? We want to hear it.
95.4 in Muscat.
And 91 in Salalah.
Music, news, views, and everything in between.
TFM.
TFM.
Let's talk.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories for the day. US President Joe Biden met Emir of Qatar Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani on Monday, where they reaffirmed their mutual interest in promoting security and prosperity in the Gulf and broader Middle East region. Both sides ensured the stability of global energy supplies, supporting the people of Afghanistan, and strengthening commercial and investment cooperation. The President and the Emir welcomed the signing of a $20 billion deal between Boeing and Qatar Airways Group, which will support tens of thousands of US manufacturing jobs. In recognition of the strategic partnership between the United States and Qatar, which has deepened over the past 50 years, the President informed the Emir of his intention to designate Qatar as a major non-NATO ally. Responding to ongoing anti-COVID rule protests in Ottawa, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Tuesday said Canadians were disgusted by the behavior of some protesters but would not be intimidated by those hurling abuse. I know this pandemic is frustrating. It's frustrating that after 2 years, we're not done fighting COVID-19. But over the past few days, Canadians have been shocked and frankly disgusted by the behavior displayed by some people protesting in our nation's capital, Trudeau said in a series of tweets. Taking to Twitter, Trudeau said, "I want to be very clear, we're not intimidated by those who hurl abuse at small business workers and steal food from the homeless. We won't give in to those who fly racist flags. And we won't cave in to those who engage in vandalism or dishonor the memory of our veterans." He continued saying that there is no place in Canada for this behavior and those who are responsible for it should stop. Meanwhile, Trudeau on Monday informed that he had tested positive for COVID-19. Taking to Twitter, he said, "This morning I tested positive for COVID-19. I'm feeling fine and I'll continue to work remotely this week while following public health guidelines. Everyone please get vaccinated and get boosted." Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Vershinin on Monday held consultations with Rinat Sandhu, Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs, and exchanged views on topical issues of the UN Security Council work, including the situation in Afghanistan, Syria, Libya and Myanmar. The other issues discussed during the meeting included the topics of combating terrorism and climate change. The meeting took place a day before Russia takes charge of UNSC presidency. Vershinin also had a separate meeting with Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla. Both sides reaffirmed the identity or closeness of the country's stance on major global and regional issues. And now coming up are the sports stories. Hockey India on Monday congratulated the Indian men's hockey team goalkeeper PR Srijesh for winning the World Games Athlete of the Year 2021 award. He became just the second Indian athlete after Indian women hockey stalwart Rani to win this prestigious award. This was the 9th edition of the IWGA initiative that recognizes and honors an athlete or a team for their outstanding performance in 2021 or for their social commitment or particularly fair behavior. A total of 24 athletes from 17 countries were nominated for this award from their respective sports by their international federations. The International Hockey Federation had recommended Srijesh's name for his outstanding efforts in the year 2021. The winner of this prestigious award was adjudged through the online voting process, and Srijesh accumulated a mammoth 1,27,647 votes to back this award. In 2019, Rani became the first from India to win the World Games Athlete of the Year with 1,99,477 votes. The Olympics bronze medalist, who became the first male athlete from the country to win this award, thanked his fans and well-wishers around the world for supporting and voting him for this honor. An expedition ceremony was held on Monday for the Portuguese delegation to the Beijing Olympics Winter Games at the headquarters of the Portuguese National Olympics Committee. Zhao Bentang, Chinese ambassador in Portugal, said in his speech that Portugal will send its largest ever Winter Olympics delegation to Beijing, which demonstrates Portuguese enthusiasm and assistance to the Beijing Winter Olympic Games. He expressed his heartfelt thanks to the Portuguese government and National Olympics Committee and his best wishes to the Portuguese athletes. He introduced China's preparations for the Games, saying that while the Portuguese athletes will witness simple, safe and splendid games, they will also participate, compete and fulfill their Olympic dreams in Beijing. Portuguese Secretary of State for Youth and Sports João Paulo Rebelo told the audience that the return of the Olympic Games to Beijing after 14 years and the participation of the Games will invigorate the athletes to surpass themselves and challenge the human limits. Those were the local, international and sports stories for today. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.